big banks is starting to block withdrawals. Now, this is very troubling because this is leading as a sign to a bigger financial crisis. And with the banks pausing on this withdrawals, this is a sign that this can hit everyday Americans hard really, really soon. Now, if you're new to this channel, I talk about credit. So if you like that kind of information, subscribe to the channel. And if you go to my website, you can download this free hard inquiry removal package. That link is in the description of the video and in the pinned comment section. Let's jump into what's going on right now with the banks.
Well, private credit is experiencing its Roach Motel moment. Retail is really worried. Retail's trying to take out more money than you're allowed to take out. But I would say also look at the prospectus, the BlackRock prospectus for the fund that is being redeemed right now. It says on page 1, 5%, and it's up to them whether they even do that. So you should read the paperwork. The problem with credit in a lot of markets over the last 5 years or so of easy money is people just haven't been doing that work.
This is one of the things that we always talk about when we talk about private credit. And I've had terminal users like, do people understand what private credit, how this market works? That's an understanding. It's not liquid. Right?
It's not liquid. These are long-term investments in direct loans, which, you sign a contract, you agree to lend the company money for, let's say, 5 years, and you get it back after 5 years, plus a premium. Plus, I'll tell you, investment grade bonds right now, 5%. I'm going to offer you something else for 3 times that.
Right.
What do you have to do for me to get that extra return? Read page 1 of the prospectus. You're going to have to lock your money up, and there will be a penalty, and you probably, won't be able to get your money back when you want it.
James, there's locking your money up, and then there's problems. So how do you distinguish between what we are seeing is that it's just not the right market environment yet for private credit. And so it's going to maybe take longer for either the exits, for the returns. And so investors, you got to understand that. Or is there problems somewhere within the lending and the whole process? Like how do we, and that maybe, people are investing, these firms are actually investing in things that aren't so great, and that transparency isn't truly there for investors.
There are certainly problems on the software side, which we're now starting to see. A lot of these loans were made 5 years ago when rates were 0 and the money was flowing and people weren't asking too many questions and leverage was going on pretty high. Now those things are coming up for refinancing. Those companies are in a much more difficult situation. Some of them may be completely replaced by AI. So you're not going to get your money back. We did see BlackRock write off a loan, $25 million in a kind of Amazon adjacent space. That's $25 million for a very large fund.
Right. With the point we made yesterday, not a lot of money for a company like BlackRock, but for, it sounds still $25 million, $25 million.
But it's BlackRock.
And it's going to 0.
The world's largest asset manager.
Yes. Question that people have, and this is literally the $2 trillion question, is about Contagion and about to what extent, since you and I, we last spoke to you 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Since you were last on our program, have fears about Contagion, this spreading to other asset classes, this spreading to big banks, has that shifted?
So there is a fear that starts to feed on itself, that when you start getting big redemptions, then you have to sell, not necessarily the bad stuff, but the good stuff to get liquidity. And that, results in just a bit of a downward spiral.
How do you suss out if whether or not this is going to be, a lot of financial crises are credit based. So this is why it's got everybody, their hairs on their neck kind of standing up. So how do you guys suss it out? Or what are you watching, as it feels like every day there are several stories?
To me, it's an orderly sell-off. It's a repricing of a market that got very, very expensive. Okay. Credit has been overpriced for a long time, and now it's slightly cheaper, but every time it gets cheaper, people buy into it. People buy that dip. They get very well rewarded for doing that.
If rates go up, will there be more pressure points, more stress?
It will certainly stress out the weak borrowers with a lot of debt coming due because they can't cover those bills. On the other side, it may make private credit even more attractive because that is a floating rate asset. So there's going to be a push to floating. So there are lots of, I think, ramifications, lots of we don't know yet.
Yeah.
Now, the problem is going on in the private credit sector. Now, with private credit, what it is private banks and also hedge funds, different institutions lending to private businesses. And these types of loans are really, really risky. And now it's a problem where even yesterday, Jerome Powell, the federal chair, is really looking into what this effect is and the contagion that it can even start to break out through the banking system.
Private credit is something that you guys are probably following. It's a relatively small part of a very large asset pool. We're watching it super carefully, as everyone is. We're talking to the people in the industry and investors and everything. I think we understand it. We're monitoring it. We're looking for things that might lead to greater contagion or greater losses or connections to the banking system. And, we're going to do that. You're not going to hear people say, oh, there's no problem here, because that's a jinx. But nonetheless, it's something that we're following very carefully.
Now, why is this concerning, and how can this affect you? Because a lot of these investment firms like BlackRock actually have investments from your pensions and 401ks. So many of your pensions, you might not even know that they're investing in some of this risky types of investments in the private sector so they can have greater returns. And even some of your government pensions. If you work for a government agency, like even a school where you have teachers' pensions and big government pensions like state pensions, a lot of these pensions are invested in these types of risky investments, and they don't even know it because they're hedge fund managers. This is how they're getting these pensions paid, investing in these volatile types of investments to try to get back greater returns. So if these investments crash, not only is it connected to the banking system and also to your pensions. Now, when it comes down to private credit, the reason why a lot of these businesses are going to private investors because the everyday average bank will not lend to them. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't affect the banks, because with your pensions and other people 401k and retirements invested in this, if people can't receive their pensions, because if enough of these losses and these businesses come insolvable and file for bankruptcy, they can't pay out. And then when that happens, if people who are retired and they have loans and mortgages, and for future retirees that are depending on that 401k to be able to help them to live and to take care of their already bank obligations, such as their mortgages and different loans. Now, if this go awry in the banking system and people cannot pay, the banks are in trouble, because how they usually stay liquid and have liquidity is from these monthly payments where people pay back their loan and the interest. So if you have too many of these loans faltering, this can be a ripple effect across the financial industry and really cause a huge problem. And the banks themselves might have a lot of bad bank loans when it comes to actual businesses. We saw this with Silicon Valley Bank, that they were they're invested in the tech companies, and a lot of these bad investments that they had on their balance sheets start to come up. And when people start to make a bank run on the bank, they did not have enough money to pay them. And so that bank had to be overtaken because it came insolvable. So this can be going on in the system now. Some of the things you need to do if you have a 401k, or if you're receiving a pension, do a little research and find out where are these pension funds coming from and what investments they're involved in, and what your current 401k, what is it being invested in? Because you might need to start to safeguard yourself, and you can have your own private investments. For me, I do silver and gold, so you can have an investment that you can control yourself just in case things go awry. So I actually trade out my US currency, especially for another US currency like the American Silver Eagle. Yes, this is a currency of $1, but it takes about 70 to 77 paper dollars just to buy this, because this is a real silver asset. It is silver, and gold is gold. And so when we're seeing the prices of silver and gold go up, it's an indicator that your purchasing power of your dollar is going down, is being diluted, because they're putting more and more into the system. So that's part of the cracks. I use Quicksilver, and I have them to send me a certain amount of silver and gold every month. If you want to check that out, that link is in the description of the video in the pinned comment section. But you definitely want to check your investments right now. because even if you are in a position where you need to borrow from your 401k or other investments that you are making in the stock market, a lot of these big investment banks have paused or put a cap of what you can take out of your own money. So this is a bad sign of the times of what's going on and some of the cracks that is showing in our financial system in the United States. So hopefully this information was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, leave it in the comment section. More detailed questions for me, you can go to my website and all your questions go directly to my cell phone. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned.